Welcome back for a new top 10 list. This time we are looking at top 10 favorite rares from the Magic set, Scars of Mirrodin. Music in the background is Organization 13 from the Kingdom Hearts series. With that said, first we have a couple honorable mentions too. First honorable mention goes to Mir Propagator. Only costs three to bring out, though it's a 1/1. Its special ability is what helps it. Costing 3 mana, tap, and you get to create a copy of the card, which can be quite useful, making tons of copies. Second of the honorable mentions is a Sphinx creature. I'm not big on the Sphinx overall, at least gameplay wise, but this is quite good. It has Metalcraft. Use 1 mana, costs 4 to bring out. It's a 4/3 with flying, which is not bad. Exile Sphinx, return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. Activate this ability only if you control 3 or more artifacts. And that is the key to Metalcraft. You must have multiple artifacts. Coming at number 10 is an interesting one. Artifact costs 3 to bring out, 2/2, plus it has Metalcraft ability. Still, I actually really like it, and given it's a 2/2 and stuff, I don't think 3 mana is too bad at all, honestly. And if you like using artifact decks, or like a blue artifact, this card, I believe, would make a nice little home in it. Just depends on your playstyle. Coming in at number 9. Another specific artifact creature that I actually am a big fan of from the set, Dark Steel Juggernaut. 5 to bring out. It has, of course, stars. Dark Steel Juggernaut's power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts you control. Darksteel Juggernaut is indestructible and attacks each turn if able. It can be quite useful in a tight spot, but it is more useful depending on as long as you already have a lot of artifacts in play of use on the field. That is where Darksteel Juggernaut actually really shines because of its ability, but I personally am a big fan of it. Coming in at number 8. This is an interesting one. First costs 2 to bring out. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has Intimidate, and is a black zombie. Also, it costs 4 to equip. Whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 4 mana. If you do, return that card from the battlefield to the battlefield and attach this to it. It is definitely an interesting equip artifact card. It has quite a nice little ability, I think. And definitely another card that can be quite useful in a specific type of deck. Depending on really your playstyle is the key. This set specifically is known for all of its, I guess you could say, artifact cards, specifically in general from Mirrodin. Coming in next at number 7. For me, this is an interesting one. A Costs 4 to bring out. It's a 3/2. Plus it has Infect, which is quite nice. This creature deals damage to creatures in the form of -1/-1 counters, and to players in the form of poison counters. Other creatures you control with Infect get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a creature spell with Infect, target player gets a poison counter. So I guess you can see why this is one of my favorite cards from Scars of Mirrodin. Because it has some quite nice abilities. Infect is the big thing, but the fact it also strengthens other creatures you control with Infect. Plus, as well as other stuff. But this is quite useful, especially if you're trying to build, say, a zombie deck. This is a very useful card for a deck like that. Next up, coming in at number 6. Grind Clock. Costs 2 to bring out. Tap. Put a charge counter on Grind Clock. Also, tap. Target player puts top X cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, where X is the number of charge counters. That is where this excels. This would be very useful specifically in a meal deck. So I would say if you're into the meal strategy, this is a card you might want to put some thought into adding. And keep in mind if you play like standard or something, though I don't know if this card's banned or not. If it is legal and stuff, the fact you can have 4 of this, very nice. Especially given what it can do if you build up so many charge counters. The fact you can do some pretty nice damage with it. And it only costs 2 to bring out also, I think also helps. Next, coming in at number 5, is definitely an all-time classic from this set for me. And for a lot of people, I'm sure. A specific engine. Costs 6 to bring out, bit pricey side. But when this enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature target player controls. That alone is pretty nice. Use 4, tap, and you have proliferate. Then proliferate again. You choose any number of permanents and or players with counters on them. Then give each another counter of a kind already there, then do it again. That is where this really excels. As in general, a very useful card, especially proliferate is really where this excels. Now, it's more of an older ability, but I will say proliferate is probably one of the classics, along with Infect and a few others that I missed from cards today. Coming in at number 4. Sunblast Angel, an all-time classic and a figurehead in its own intro pack as well. But trying to get it so it doesn't get too shiny for the camera. Costs 6 to bring out. It's a 4/5 with flying. When Sunblast Angel enters the battlefield, destroy all tapped creatures. That is where this card excels. The fact it can come in, I mean, alone the 4/5 is pretty nice stats, but the fact that it comes in and it can destroy all tapped creatures, that is very nice for basically a board wipe. And that is why it's one of my favorite, personally, angels of all time. Next, coming in at number 3, is an amazing, a superb, great artifact card that more people need to know about. Costs 5 to bring out. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life for each card in your hand. See, that is where this card excels, especially if, say, you're trying to build a life gain deck, which this card can be quite useful in multiple different form decks, whether it's an artifact, blue deck, or whether it's a life gain deck with angels or another type. This card is very versatile for many different styles of decks you want to build. I do highly recommend checking out this card. It is definitely nice. I know it's a bit pricey for costing 5 mana to put out. Coming in at number 2. A lot of people should have seen this coming. Platinum. Yes, I love this guy. Golem, yeah, costs 8 mana to bring out. Bit on the pricey side, but it's an 8/8. Also, your life total can't change. You can't gain or lose life. You can't pay any amount of life except 0. So yeah, definitely nice in a tight spot to bring out. Also, I gotta say, I just love the artwork design of it. Coming in number 1, favorite rare out of this set. And by the way, I absolutely love this, which is why I have 2 copies. But to any mirror player, I'm sure they know how deadly and powerful a mirror deck can be. This is arguably the best, probably mirror, or just about the best mirror as a commander. Now, I've thought about eventually trying to build a mirror commander deck. But with that said, yeah, coming at number 1 favorite card, costs 7 to bring out, Mirror Battlesphere. Very useful, love it. 4/7, stats are pretty good. When Mirror Battlesphere enters the battlefield, put 4 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature tokens onto the battlefield. So you immediately get 4 henchmen. Pretty nice little ability. Whenever Mirror Battlesphere attacks, you may tap X untapped mirror you control. If you do, Mirror Battlesphere gets plus X plus 0 until end of turn and deals X damage to defending player. Yeah, this is a nightmare to fight. So you can just build up as you immediately get 4 tokens. You can build up over time as well as use other mirrors. Definitely Mirror Battlesphere can be a nightmare. Speaking back years ago, I used to occasionally use a mirror standard deck, and these guys can be quite a nightmare. Once you get a mirror deck rolling, it's pretty hard to stop. They can become just as annoying as a goblin deck, or, well, it could be just as almost as annoying as an elf deck. But with that said, there's great strategy involved, and this is one of my top 10 favorite Magic sets of all time. Scars of Mirrodin is superb and great. With that said, I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe. And expect next time I will be looking at my top 10 personal favorite rares from Mirrodin Besieged. With that said, I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe out there.